What if I told you there's someone out there who could end Diddy's career with just one testimony? Not a rumor, not gossip, but a secret witness. Insiders say has proof that could destroy his case forever. This isn't just another story about wild parties, industry cover-ups, or NDAs. This is the piece that could flip everything. And if this witness speaks, we're talking about Diddy's empire crumbling in real time, with names bigger than we've ever heard being dragged into the light. Before we jump into this bombshell, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter in this insane saga. Fame Insight is the only place breaking it down raw, uncut, and straight to the point. But to understand why this one witness matters so much, we need to rewind back to the lawsuits, the indictments, and the people who already tried to expose Diddy. When it comes to Diddy, the last year has been nothing short of a nightmare unraveling in slow motion. We've seen multiple lawsuits stack up against him, each one uglier than the last. We've seen federal raids on his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, where agents walked out with bags of evidence, including items that lined up disturbingly well with years of whispered allegations. And let's not forget the Cassie lawsuit, which was basically the first domino to fall. That case cracked open the floodgates, painting a picture of a man who used power, fear, and control to keep people silent. From accusations of physical abuse to reports of orchestrated freak-off parties, it created a storm that forced the public to finally look at Diddy in a way they never had before. But here's where it gets interesting. Every one of those lawsuits, every one of those claims, still felt like something Diddy could wiggle his way out of. He has money, he has lawyers, and he has decades of industry ties. We've seen people with power survive worse, so for a while it almost looked like Diddy would take a couple of hits, write some settlement checks, and keep it moving. But insiders are whispering that this new witness isn't just another name in a lawsuit. This person is rumored to have first-hand knowledge of what really went on behind those doors. Not speculation, not secondhand gossip, but the type of testimony that could take this entire thing from messy scandal to absolute conviction. And the crazy part, this witness didn't just appear out of nowhere. Their identity and the timing of when they could come forward might explain why Diddy's team is scrambling harder than ever before. Let's break that down. So who exactly is this mystery witness that has Diddy pacing the floors at night? While their full identity hasn't been publicly revealed, whispers in both legal circles and the entertainment industry suggest that this person isn't some outsider. No, they're someone who was close enough to Diddy's inner circle to see the truth unfold in real time, and that's what makes them dangerous. Think about it. The lawsuits we've seen so far rely heavily on the word of accusers, backed up by circumstantial evidence. Powerful, yes, but Diddy's team has always been able to push back by questioning credibility, pointing out contradictions, and dragging cases out until people lose steam. But if this witness is someone who actually worked for him, traveled with him, or handled his business behind the scenes, their testimony could line up with everything we've already heard, and more. Now here's where it gets even juicier. Rumors suggest that this witness has documentation, things like emails, text messages, financial records, or maybe even footage from inside those infamous parties. Remember, it's been said for years that Diddy kept cameras rolling at these gatherings, both as a flex of power and as a tool for leverage. If this witness got their hands on any of that, it's not just a scandal anymore, it's a smoking gun. What makes this more than just gossip is the timing. Legal insiders say the witness may have been sitting on this information for years, waiting for the right moment or the right protection to finally speak out. And with the government turning up the heat on Diddy like never before, that moment might have just arrived. And here's the wildest part. This isn't just about what the witness saw, it's about who else they could drag into the fire. Because if their story checks out, Diddy won't be the only one answering tough questions. Now here's where things start to get really messy. Because according to insiders, this secret witness isn't just pointing the finger at Diddy. Nope. Their testimony could potentially drag in some of the biggest names in the industry. People who allegedly attended those infamous parties, benefited from his protection, or even helped keep the machine running. Think about it. For years, the whispers have been the same. These weren't just casual house parties. They were carefully staged environments where celebrities could indulge without judgment, but also where Diddy allegedly kept leverage on anyone who walked through those doors. If this witness was there to see who came, who left, and what went down in between, then we're not just talking about one man's downfall. We're talking about an entire network of stars and executives who may have looked the other way, or worse, played a role themselves. And let's not forget, Diddy isn't just a rapper or producer. He's been tied to politics, business deals, fashion moguls, and even global brands. If this witness connects the dots between those powerful relationships and the alleged crimes, we could see ripple effects far beyond the music industry. Careers could be shattered, deals could collapse overnight, and reputations that took decades to build could be gone in a flash. Now here's what makes this especially dangerous for Diddy. Once one insider starts talking, it opens the door for others to step forward. Think about Bill Cosby or R. Kelly. At first it was just one or two voices. Then suddenly, dozens of people felt safe enough to tell their truth. This one witness could be the catalyst that finally breaks the wall of silence around Diddy's empire. But that brings us to the big question, why now? Why would someone this close to Diddy finally risk everything to speak out? Well, the timing might not be a coincidence at all. Alright, so let's get into it. Why would someone this close to Diddy suddenly decide to speak up now, after years, maybe even decades of silence? Because let's be real, nobody in Diddy's circle talks unless the pressure is too heavy to ignore. And right now, that pressure is at an all-time high. We're talking about raids, lawsuits, FBI involvement, and a mountain of allegations that just won't stop piling up. If you're someone who's been keeping secrets for him, this is the exact moment where you start asking yourself, do I go down with him? Or do I save myself? It's not unusual either. In high-profile cases like this, insiders often wait until the walls are closing in before they flip. Why? Because that's when prosecutors start offering deals. They might say, testify now, give us the truth, and we'll protect you. Maybe even cut down your own sentence if you're involved. And let's be honest, Diddy's empire isn't as untouchable as it once seemed. Those days of him being above the law are fading fast. His business partners are distancing themselves. The media is circling like sharks, and every new headline makes it harder for him to control the narrative. That means witnesses who were once scared into silence may now feel empowered to talk. But here's the kicker. The timing of this witness could also be strategic. If their testimony is being lined up before sentencing or appeals, then their words could directly influence how many years Diddy spends behind bars. That's not just gossip, that's life-changing evidence. So whether it's fear, self-preservation, or a genuine attempt to expose the truth, this witness stepping forward now changes everything. And if they're credible, oh, it's about to get ugly. And speaking of ugly, let's break down exactly what this witness could expose, because the details they're bringing to the table might just be the most explosive revelations yet. Now let's talk about what this secret witness might actually put on the table, because trust me, if even a fraction of what's being whispered is true, it's enough to shatter Diddy's case from the inside out. First off, this witness isn't just a random bystander. From what's been hinted, they were inside Diddy's world. Close enough to know what went on behind those locked doors, close enough to see the side of him that the public was never supposed to see. And that means their testimony could go way beyond the surface-level rumors we've heard for years. We're talking about the possibility of Ton's first-hand accounts of those infamous freak-off parties. Not the gossip, but step-by-step details. Who was there, what went down, and how Diddy allegedly used those nights as a weapon of control. Connections between Diddy and other powerful names. If this person starts dropping receipts about who attended, who participated, or who knew what, it won't just drag Diddy down. It could ripple through the entire industry. Evidence of cover-ups. This could mean hush money, intimidation tactics, or even claims of surveillance. Remember all those whispers about hidden cameras at Diddy's parties? If this witness confirms it, that's an absolute bombshell. And here's the scariest part: health allegations. Jaguar Wright already lit a fire saying infections were being spread around. If this witness backs that up with details, it could turn this case into something much bigger than just party stories. The big thing here is credibility. If this witness has receipts, texts, recordings, photos, or even just timelines that match the FBI's evidence, then it's not just talk anymore, it's evidence. And evidence is what separates gossip from a conviction. And y'all know how this works? Once one insider cracks, others usually follow. This could be the start of a domino effect, where more people in Diddy's circle suddenly find the courage or the pressure to speak out too. So what could this all mean? Well, it's not just about tarnishing Diddy's reputation. If the testimony lines up, it could lock in the exact charges that land him behind bars for years, maybe decades. And if you think that's intense, wait until you hear who people believe this mystery witness actually is. Because the speculation online has gotten absolutely wild. Now here's where things get really wild. The internet has been buzzing non-stop, trying to figure out who this mystery witness could be, and the theories out there range from shocking to downright unbelievable. Some people think it could be someone very close to Diddy, someone who's been at his side for years. Think about it, a former assistant, a bodyguard, or even a member of his staff who finally decided they've had enough. Those are the people who know the real schedule, the movements, the behind-the-scenes chaos. And if it's someone like that, Diddy should be sweating bullets right now. Others believe it could be one of the celebrities tied to his infamous parties. Now, we've already heard names floating around in other allegations: Cassie, Jaguar Wright, even some younger artists who were supposedly brought into the circle. Imagine if one of them has stepped forward under oath, ready to confirm the rumors with first-hand experiences. That would blow the case wide open. But here's the theory that has everyone talking. Some believe this witness isn't just an insider or a celebrity, but someone who used to protect Diddy. I'm talking about former security, maybe even someone who was paid to keep quiet for years. Those are the people who often know the dirtiest secrets, because they were the ones cleaning up the mess. If that's the case, this could be game over. And don't forget, the FBI already seized evidence, documents, recordings, and devices. What if this witness is the missing link that connects all that evidence into one airtight story? Because y'all, prosecutors love when testimony matches up with hard proof. That's what takes a case from speculation to conviction. Here's the crazy part. Diddy's legal team knows who this witness is. They've seen the name, which means right now they're probably scrambling behind the scenes, digging up dirt, and trying to figure out how to discredit them before they ever step foot in front of a jury. So whether it's a former employee, an ex-lover, or even a celebrity who doesn't want to stay silent anymore, one thing's for sure, this person could be the single biggest threat to Diddy's freedom. But the real question is, why now? Why would someone so close to Diddy suddenly decide to talk after all these years? Well, the answer might be even darker than you think. Now here's where things take a jaw-dropping turn. Out of nowhere, word starts spreading that prosecutors may have lined up a secret witness connected directly to Diddy's world. We're not just talking about some random person off the street. This is someone who allegedly saw things firsthand. Someone who could describe in detail exactly what went down behind those closed doors at the infamous parties, and how far Diddy and his circle went to protect their empire. Think about it. If this person really steps forward in court, their testimony wouldn't just be damning, it could completely unravel Diddy's entire defense strategy. Remember, his legal team has been working overtime to discredit victims and paint them as money-hungry opportunists. But a credible witness who isn't part of the lawsuits? That's game over. That's the type of testimony that juries don't forget. And the biggest question fans are asking right now is, who could this witness be? Is it someone from his inner circle, a bodyguard, an assistant, maybe even a former friend who finally had enough? Or could it be a celebrity who was once too scared to talk, now ready to spill it all with nothing left to lose? But if the rumors are true, and this witness is already in talks with investigators, then Diddy's panic makes perfect sense. Because once the testimony goes public, there's no controlling the narrative anymore, and that's where things could spiral fast. Now here's where it gets wild. Fans online are convinced that this mystery witness might not just be a nobody. It could actually be a major celebrity who has been sitting on secrets for years. Think about it. Over the last decade, we've seen countless stars brush shoulders with Diddy at his events, from A-list musicians to Hollywood names. If even one of them decides to step up and confirm what's been whispered for so long, the impact would be explosive. Some fans point to people who've already hinted at the darker side of the industry, like former artists who spoke out about shady contracts, or celebs who suddenly distanced themselves from Diddy with no explanation. Others believe it could be someone who was once close to him but felt betrayed, now ready to cash in their truth. And here's the thing, celebrities carry weight in court, juries listen, headlines run longer, social media goes crazy. If the witness turns out to be a known name, it wouldn't just threaten Diddy's defense, it would shift the entire public narrative against him in a matter of hours. But at the same time, this opens another door. If it's a celeb, you know the industry machine will go into overdrive trying to discredit them. Because one voice could turn into two, and then three, and once that snowball starts rolling, it's unstoppable. And if you think this witness talk is dramatic enough, wait until you hear how it ties directly into Diddy's latest legal moves. Because according to insiders, his team already suspects who might be talking, and they're scrambling to shut it down before it's too late. Behind closed doors, word is that Diddy's legal team is in full panic mode. Normally, his attorneys come across calm, collected, and always 3 steps ahead. But with whispers of this secret witness floating around, insiders say the vibe in his camp has shifted. Here's why. A witness that the prosecution can keep under wraps until the right moment is the ultimate trap. It means Diddy's lawyers can't fully prepare to discredit them, can't tailor their defense, and can't predict how damaging the testimony might be. That kind of unpredictability is their worst nightmare, and apparently, his team has already tried to play delay tactics. They've asked the court for extensions, demanded more time to review evidence, and even floated the idea of throwing out certain witness statements altogether. The fact that they're stalling this hard has fans convinced that they know something big is coming. Even more telling, sources close to the case claim Diddy himself has been more hands-on than ever. Instead of letting his lawyers do all the talking, he's been in strategy meetings, combing through names, and asking flat out, "Who's flipping on me?" That kind of desperation doesn't look good, not in court, and definitely not in the public eye. But here's the kicker. No matter how much money or influence you have, the one thing you can't fully control is a witness who's ready to talk. And if this person has receipts, texts, photos, recordings, then no legal trick in the book can bury it forever. And that brings us to the million-dollar question. If this witness really exists, what exactly are they prepared to reveal? Because if it's what people online are whispering, it could completely rewrite the ending of this case. So here's where things get absolutely chilling. If this secret witness is the real deal, what could they possibly reveal that has Diddy's whole empire shaking? Some fans believe this isn't just about the parties, the lawsuits, or even the FBI raids. No, they think this witness holds the smoking gun. Maybe it's someone who was inside his inner circle, someone who saw the receipts, or even someone who helped cover up the darker side of those infamous nights. Imagine if this person steps into court with evidence that directly connects Diddy to the crimes he's been accused of. Not just stories, but hard proof. We're talking texts, emails, flight logs, hotel records, maybe even recordings. That's the kind of testimony that could crush every defense strategy his lawyers have spent months building. And here's the wildest part. Some insiders are saying this witness could expose more than just Diddy. That's right, their testimony might pull in other big names, people we've only seen lurking in the background of this case. If that happens, this won't just be Diddy's downfall. It could trigger a chain reaction across the industry, which leaves us with one question. When this witness finally steps forward, will it be the final nail in the coffin, or one last twist in a case that just won't stop shocking the world? And there you have it, the whispers, the speculation, and the looming presence of a secret witness who could turn Diddy's entire world upside down. If even half of what's being hinted at is true, this isn't just another scandal. This could be the endgame. But let's be real, we've seen this play out before. Big names, big lawyers, big distractions. The difference this time? That one person who knows too much. And when they finally speak, the industry may never recover. Before we wrap this up, let me ask you, do you think this secret witness is the real deal, or just another name thrown into the rumor mill to keep the public guessing? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. And listen, if you've been rocking with me this far, hit that subscribe button right now, not just to support the channel, but to make sure you never miss when the next bombshell drops. Trust me, you don't want to be late when the truth finally hits.